intro.
No, I don't want to.
Why not?
Because it's your podcast.
All right. Fair enough.
I'm better at it. Wait, is it going?
Yeah. All right. Welcome to the Once Upon a Time in Huntsville podcast hosted by me, Sampley Baranaga. Thank you so much for those who continue to listen. I see the view count. Every time I release a new podcast, I'm always surprised when like the current episode always has a little bit more views than the last. So that's a good thing. Except when I don't do one for an entire month, which is what I've done again. So I blame you.
Okay.
That's my special guest today, my wife Erin.
Yay.
Ba-da!
What was that sound?
That was like a da-da.
Oh.
She's
Cool.
giving it a thumbs up, and she's got a big grin on her face.
No,
for
I
those who
don't
can't see her.
actually. I for real don't.
Shut up. No, she's got me in a chokehold. Help.
Don't even.
Okay, sorry. Anyways, I have Erin on tonight because she's promoting a new movie she's in.
Mhm.
What's that movie called?
I don't know. I thought you had something.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll do improv later.
Okay. It's also late at night, so
yeah,
I'm tired.
What time is it? 9:30?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird how, like, when you listen... I listen to a lot of podcasts, so it's always weird to hear, like, I don't know. It feels live almost, but it's always, like, it could be months before.
Yeah.
Or, like, I listen to this one podcast. They are terrible at releasing their podcast because they'll do a podcast with a celebrity and then they'll plug their like thing at the end. I'm like, that came out like 2 months ago, so that means that they like did it 2 months ago.
Man.
As if this podcast is perfect. It is. But,
It is.
No, I wanted to have Erin on because we have a lot to talk about. Because the last time we went to Disney World, we jumped on the podcast and we had some stories.
Mhm.
I feel like this trip, and I think you'll agree with me, more funny stuff transpired.
I'm trying to remember the previous trip, but maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's all kind of gelling together.
Yeah.
And, this is like a discretion. We are not Disney adults.
Yeah.
We do not, when we walk in the Magic Kingdom, we don't
I cry. Oh.
No,
I'm just joking.
We do not start crying. We did not film ourselves at all.
We did not meet any characters. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but they're
There's
just
some things
people.
wrong with that if you're past a certain age. No. So there's people who have been to Disney World
Mhm.
that are not Disney adults and say, oh, that's awesome. Like, what rides did you do? What food
Yeah.
did you eat? And then there's the weird people who are like, oh my gosh, that's like my home away from home. I have so many. And they like get emotional about it. You're like, okay, that's weird. And then there's people who have never been to Disney World who think the first people I was talking about are also in the same category as the second people I was talking about, which is really frustrating.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that we know. And it kind of blows my mind just because I grew up going to Disney World and like my aunt and uncle went there for their honeymoon and like we just went all the time. Not all the time, but like, you know, like I guess that would have been like my 7th time going to Disney World.
Yeah.
So,
my 3rd.
Yeah. So like, you know, it's just a really fun family, you know, location to go to for a trip. I mean, and it's not like the beach and you're not going to get something relaxing like the beach out of it. This is like, you know, fast paced, but we enjoy that. We enjoy like going on all the rides and and like
that's
covering
my
all the
favorite
stuff,
part.
eating the food. The food
is so
people
good.
cannot knock Disney food. Like it is so good. It's another level.
Yeah, and so okay, let me say this real quick before we dive deep into it. If you're listening to this and you've been a person who said, I'm not going to Disney World, that's for kids, or if you're a person who's kind of been on the fence, go at least once in your life and do all the parks, do all the rides. Like, I think a lot of people think they're like kiddie rides too. No, there's like, these are roller coasters.
Like if you think Disney World is like the Winnie the Pooh ride and the Peter the Pan ride. I don't know what planet you're on, but it's not Disney World.
If you have a toddler, of course you're going to be doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're single, go with a group of friends. If you're newly married, go together and just
experience it like that one time without kids. Before you do have kids.
Yeah. It was so much fun. And the food is so delicious. Oh, it's so good. We tried so many different restaurants this time too. And we had an absolute blast. But of course, there's also another side to it. And that's the fact that not only are other people there, but Floridians are there. And I think people from Florida are kind of like the Walmart of the USA.
Did you read that somewhere?
No, probably. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I feel like I've read that somewhere.
Most probably, but or at least heard it through another comic. But that has been said before. I feel like it's like a running gag. So you but you also have, there's a lot of people from different countries and different states coming in, and some people are just odd. You experience new things, or you see people have interactions with each other, or with workers, and I feel for every time I see one of those workers either in a stupid costume or dealing with an angry person. I just feel so bad.
Yeah, because like they go through so many screening processes, like to like know how to handle situations like that and be as happy as possible. I don't think I could. Like I feel like I would lose my mind at some point.
No, yeah.
Like dealing with angry people. Like I don't even know how you could be angry at Disney World, but yeah, there's people that are like, because they're not getting exactly what they want. Like the lady with the in
Epcot.
What did she have in her stroller? Backpacks?
Yeah, she came specifically to this store at this time to like try to buy like over 10 like collectible backpacks. It's like, why are you? That's weird. Like,
yeah, I don't know what you're trying to do.
She's gonna go sell them on eBay or Facebook Marketplace like a weirdo.
Yeah, but in store, like you have a limit. So she had 10.
So she was arguing with
she could
like
buy.
3 people.
She had like 2 strollers
workers.
full of them.
Like you probably had like the cashier and then like the manager and then like the store manager. You just walk by people like that and you're like, what? Why? What are you doing? What are you?
And I had walked by. I didn't know what was going on because it was like in the middle of the store, and I walked by and I saw the lady. Her back was turned to me, and then I saw the manager, I think.
Yeah. And
then the worker next to him, and the manager had just this like smile on his face, like he wasn't. Not like an annoying, frustrating smile, but it was just like he was still pleasant. And, and I was like, and then you said, oh, that lady's like losing it on him. And I was like, what? Like I just would never have thought and imagined in that situation.
Her argument.
She was freaking out on him because he was so calm and just composed and pleasant still. And I was like,
her
how
argument
do you do
that I heard was like, I drove 3 hours here and you're not going to do this for me? And it's just like, lady, 1, like, stop being a Karen. 2, like, you're in, like, okay, Disney World is, like, for families to have fun. Like, you're taking the fun out of it by, like, trying to, like, scalp a bunch of, like, collectible backpacks.
Yeah.
I really hope she was scalping them, because if she just wanted them for herself, that makes it, like, 10 times more weird and creepy.
Yeah.
But I just don't get people like that. I mean, I do, because it's greed or... and narcissism and people just thinking that they can game the system.
So entitled.
Yeah, but
also she had to pay for a ticket to get in the park, which was weird to me too. I was like, so wait, you drove 3 hours to come to Epcot,
hotel,
to pay for parking at Epcot, which was $25, to pay for a ticket to Epcot, which was over $100, probably close to $150 for the day.
Yeah.
Just to come to this store and buy over 10 of these backpacks. Like, it made no sense in my brain. I was like, well, clearly you have
there must be a lot of profit in those backpacks.
Yeah, apparently. But I don't know. It was weird.
Anyways, besides that lady, no, we did a lot of the rides. You know, there's the classics like Pirates of the Caribbean, like the Toy Story, Mania. We pretty much did almost every, we did
did a lot.
Expedition Everest twice. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah, you didn't believe me. And I said... You were like, it was this like Big Thunder Mountain, and I was like, no, it's like on steroids.
Well, when you see a ride that has like barely any people in it, you're like, well, this is gonna be kind of lame. And then it was like the best ride there.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's just Animal Kingdom right now. It's
Yeah.
weird. They need to get some new stuff to be more attractive.
And we did the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride,
That was
which was
epic.
like amazing.
The reverse launch.
Yeah, that was so
It was
cool.
so cool. That was so much fun.
Yeah. It's hard to describe this stuff because you got to feel it for yourself. But if you're a hater, then quit being a hater and go once. It's worth the money and the trip.
Yeah.
Or, and if you are a person who loves it and cries when you walk in there, and you just have to have Disney everything and you wear Disney stuff all the time, stop.
Go find love.
Yeah,
real love.
Yeah, go find. No, really, like go find like Jesus, like because that like I'm like being funny, but I'm also being serious. Like go find Jesus because like you have made that your God, and that's a very strange like idol to have.
Yes,
is,
that's like
fictional
idolizing
characters.
big time. Yeah.
It's strange. You see like I saw on Instagram today. It was like these like 40 this group of 40-year-old women like decked out in their like little like Minnie Mouse outfits, and they're like all like it was some like dumb reel, and then it cut to like a guy like cringing at it and being like, I can't believe these people are real. And it's just like, yeah, not only are they real, but they also like filmed that several times, like probably getting in the way of people, like trying to have a fun time. Anyway, we're complaining about Disney more than we're complimenting it, but we had a blast. Really, the only other complaint I had about it was my bathroom experience.
The kid?
In Epcot, yeah, the kid, where. So we had just finished eating lunch, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick because my tummy was full. So it's one of those bathrooms you walk in. And it's kind of rare for Disney World because usually you walk in there, it's a huge bathroom. But this bathroom was small. It had one urinal and then one stall. It was a stall situation. So I go into the stall and, I sit down. And I hear the door open and shut. And I hear these footsteps. You can tell when it's a kid. His light little footsteps like walking in. And, I'm just kind of, doing my thing, and then he like tries to open the door, and I was like, okay, he'll go away. Kind of scared me for a second because I thought he was just gonna pee at the urinal, and then he tries to open it again. I was like, okay, he's gonna like walk away now.
How old was this kid? Like 7?
He was
8?
maybe 7 or 8, too old to do what he just did. I then see one of his knees drop. And I was like, oh no. And then his hand like come underneath the thing. And I go, hey. And like as he's lowering his head to like crawl under the stall. Because I guess in his small child brain, he was like, oh, someone just like accidentally left it locked. Even though there's no logic in that, his little child brain. He started to look under and I go, hey, whoa, occupied. He goes, what? Like, he probably didn't know what the word occupied meant. I go, someone's in here. He goes, oh, okay. And then just stands there with his little feet.
Sticking out.
Almost sticking into, like, the stall area. And I was just like, oh, I can't go. And he like, was there for, like, a good 10 minutes. Finally left. You were sitting by the family. He got like, I could not go. Like, I was freaking out. I didn't want it to tell this kid to be like, hey, beat it. Or, hey, can you go away? Because I didn't want, him to go like, yeah, Dad, somebody was mean to me. And then me, be in trouble.
On the toilet.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a TV show like moment right there. So he finally leaves and he goes, you hear him tell his dad that somebody's taking forever. And thankfully it was a good dad. And he said, oh, well, sometimes you got to be patient. Just wait.
Yeah. And he's like, I have been. And he's like, go wait more. And I was like sitting there on my phone. And I knew it was you in there. I was like, oh, my word. Because at that time, I was just like, Sampley, are you taking so long? Like, I didn't know what had happened inside. Yeah. I was just like, like I felt so weird, but then he went back in there, I guess, and
and he didn't wait like right underneath, so I was able to go.
Yeah.
And then like when I walked out, like we made eye contact.
That's so awkward.
Yeah, it was very strange. And then when I saw him, I was just like, oh, he was way too old for everything that just happened.
Yeah.
But then again, maybe so was I. maybe I should have just asked politely, hey, do you mind not You mind backing away from the
that's
stall?
super weird.
I can't really. I feel like every other experience is pleasant besides that one guy who like was trying to steal a drink from that coffee stand we were ordering at.
Yeah.
Where that was weird. That's not even really a story. He was just lying.
Yeah, he was saying like he got this coffee an hour ago. He'd been waiting an hour.
Yeah,
and the lady was like, I would remember you. I've been here. And he was like, let me speak to the manager. And she's like, I am the manager.
Yeah,
you knew she was waiting to say that.
Yeah, me and you were like applause like on the sideline. Woo, get her.
Yeah, she kept apologizing to us for him. He was just, and it was just his story
and he
didn't
got
make
what he
any
wanted
sense.
too, which stunk because you could tell he was just lying.
Because you were supposed to have a ticket to show that was your drink, but
yeah,
it was super weird.
But everything was
strange.
Everything was great. The weather was fantastic. The Indiana Jones show is always fun.
Yeah,
because it's cool that they kind of show people what like filmmaking and stunts like are all about. No, yeah, the food was great. The rides were a lot of fun.
The guy, the Expedition Everest guy, the one that was inside the museum.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
That was the weirdest, like one of the weirdest public encounters I've had with somebody. Yeah. Because it was right after that coffee thing. We were like, how much weirder can this night get? But we went through this museum. We'd never been through it before, but it was in Hollywood Studios, and they had before you get to this Toy Story Land, they had a museum that kind of took you through like Walt Disney's life and like how he came up with all of his ideas, and just like I had a bunch of cool stuff in there, just kind of like showing you. And then there was like some kind of a short film type deal at the end that was about his life too, but we didn't watch that. We just wanted to walk through the museum before we left. And so it was like evening time too, and it was just you and I in there, I think, like that we could see, because you walk through the museum like, like in chronological order. So so the guy, this guy, I was standing by this picture of like a whole bunch of people going down Expedition Everest, like one of the drops, and Expedition Everest is a roller coaster in Animal Kingdom, where there's like a Yeti and stuff. And so, but the thing about the picture is like you couldn't tell who these people were. Obviously, it's just a picture like really far zoomed out of like just you can make out like blurry, profiles of people, and really far away. So I was like standing there like reading the thing next to it, and this random guy comes up like Sampley somewhere like not too far away from me. You're looking at something else.
No, I didn't know where you, like, I couldn't see you though. I didn't have
eyes on you. Okay. You just kind of came, like appeared. But this guy came over, and I don't know how old he was. Probably what, like 30s?
He was probably late 30s to early 40s, I think.
Yeah.
Just getting a glance at him.
But he comes over, and he points at this picture of the people on the roller coaster, and he says, he said, "Hey, that's me. Did you know that?" And he's like pointing to like one of the people.
Yeah, and my like husband senses are going off at that point, because like literally I was like, I wonder where's Erin, like so I like went around the corner and I see this like 6'5" like what's the husky burly man like talking to you, and you kind of like weirded out, and I was like, okay, I'm walking over here.
Yeah, and I like thought he was joking, because I was like it's weird for you to be talking to me, but also like I thought it was like a weird socially awkward attempt at a joke.
You want to go get a Mickey waffle?
Yeah, I was just like, okay, and I just like awkwardly laugh at what he said, and because first of all, like the way he phrased it, he was like, "Hey, that's me in this picture. Did you know that?" I'm like, first of all, I don't know you, so like this question is just so like invalid. Like, what are you asking me? So then I'm like, ha ha ha, that's funny. And then he was like, and then you were walking up at that time, and he goes, "I'm being dead serious," and he's like looking at me like that.
And then I walk up, I go, "Hey, what's going on?" And he goes, "That's me."
Yeah, and you left too.
And I go, "Oh, okay, cool."
We both like laughed. I was just like, and then what happens? Did he just like run away?
He just like, yeah, like, or I think his like wife, girlfriend, sister, mom, I don't know what their relationship was.
Yeah, I
like,
don't know, some woman. Yeah, and they walk away together.
Yeah, they walked away together, and then you told me what happened, and I was really mad at Erin for not getting a picture with him.
What?
or an autograph.
It was so weird. I think he even like, he said it twice. He was just like, no, I'm being serious. That's me. Like, I'm not joking. And weird. I was like, okay, weirdo. Like, please leave. It was just, I don't know. Like, but nobody else was in there too. So it wasn't like this weird interaction of like, you know, us and a crowd of people. It was like, it was just us and then like those two people in the museum. And I was like, okay.
Nothing but silence.
Yeah, it was just so silent in there.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
It was weird, but
and maybe, I don't know. I don't know if he had something wrong with him. You never know, but he didn't look like he did. He just looked like he was trying to be funny and trying to like talk to a girl. But it's weird because he was with a girl.
Yeah, I was like, who is this woman then? Like, none of it made any sense to me. It wasn't like your classic story of this type of thing happening, but I was just like,
maybe that's like the ghost that haunts that like museum.
Maybe so.
People are like, you saw him, didn't you? The guy he died on Expedition Everest.
Yeah, something happened on Expedition Everest. I'm like, how do you even know that's you? Like, why would you think that? Like, are you delusional? Like,
it would be great if we told it work and he's like, oh, that's the ghost of Expedition Everest. He said it was there.
It was very strange.
But no, yeah, excellent time at Disney World.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Probably won't go for a bit, but because we have some other trips planned. But I'd love to go back. I'd love to.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be a lot of fun to like go with like multiple people.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Like the more people you get to experience rides with, like wow, probably But I had an excellent time with my lovely wife.
Went to the what 2 resorts did we go to eat?
Ooh.
Because last time we went,
the Grand Floridian for breakfast, which was like amazing. That's some of the best food I've ever had.
Food and service, my word. Lobster Benedict. Oh. And I did have a Mickey waffle, and you had.
I had sausage I had bacon, and it was delicious. And I had bacon forever. Ugh. It was awesome.
Wait, what else? Did you have an omelet or something? No. What did you got something. I got
a lot of food. We ate a lot.
We had like a smoothie, waters. Yeah, we loaded up.
Yeah, we really did.
But yeah, that was delicious. That's such a beautiful resort as well. Like, it's one of those that you see if you're on the boat or, like the monorail or whatever to go to Magic Kingdom, but like it was so pretty even just like there.
Oh yeah, just the way the building was designed.
They had like gardens and stuff you could walk around. Like they really made it like really nice looking. And it's one of the, if not the fanciest, it's one of the fanciest resorts in Disney World. Like top, like they have the different tiers and it's like, yep, it's top.
Yeah, and we did not.
It's very expensive.
There.
No, of course we didn't stay there. We just
made a breakfast reservation.
Yeah, you can make reservations at any resort just to kind of experience it, which I like. I like how they're not just like, okay, if you're not staying here, you're not allowed. I like how it's set up that way that you can still enjoy, because all the resorts are so different. Because we also went to one of the. It was the Animal Kingdom Lodge. We went to an Indian restaurant.
Oh, that was good.
Where you could see the lodge like had different animals like wildlife, like zebras and giraffes and
antelope.
What was it? I don't even know.
The thing that looks like an antelope but isn't.
Is it gazelles?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe gazelle.
I'm supposed to know. Your dad would say I'm supposed to know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Did they ask you about birds the other day?
Yeah.
Erin is a dog trainer. So in my family and your family and friends are like, hey, what's that thing with monkeys? Or hey, what's that thing with the spiders? What's that thing?
Yeah.
What's that thing with the birds? You should know, Erin. You train dogs. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's not how that works.
Like I always have loved animals, and I still do, but I don't study them because I really just focus on canines. Like as a kid, I did study. I loved animals and stuff, but now I just focus on canines, and so like my brain can only hold so much. Like random information.
Yeah.
But no, I think that there was another animal that has like a weird name, like an African name. And I don't know what it is. Anyways, but yeah, that was really cool because you could also see out the window at the animals while you were eating because it was on the first floor, so you were like on the same level as them.
Yeah, and like as you're like when you order, like we had a menu, and I'd say, hey, I would love a zebra steak. It was cool because you would watch them go out, take the zebra as it was eating,
butcher it,
prepare it.
Yeah.
It was delicious. I highly recommend the zebra steak. And you got the giraffe tenderloin with some monkey beans on the side.
That's disgusting.
No, we just had Indian food. We had a bunch of
the non-sampler. There was like
you mean the sampler?
So okay. There was like 10 different sauces or something, and then like 6 different types of naan. It was so good.
Oh, it was
so good. Honestly, like I liked that part of it, and the dessert better than like the entree.
What do we have for dessert?
That's just because I enjoy Indian food, but only like basic stuff like butter chicken or chicken tikka masala or whatever.
What did we have for dessert?
We had that like triple chocolate.
There's
like chocolate from Madagascar and
that was delicious.
Ghana and
I didn't know that after they had made those movies, they had named a place after that. So that was cool.
What are you talking about?
Madagascar. I didn't know after those movies are so popular.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what happened. Sampley struggles. But yeah, those are the only two. Because honestly, like I feel like I would have booked more reservations for different resorts just because it was really fun. But they fill up so fast. Like you can only book them. I'm not talking to Mike. You can only book them like.
Who's Mike?
I think 60 days or something like that in advance of of that date that you want to book it. So, and it didn't used to be like that. Like it used to be people would book stuff, as soon as they knew they were going, like a year or like year and a half. Sometimes people plan 2 years in advance, and so now I guess they've changed the rules. And so like I didn't realize that until it was getting closer to our trip. So it was already, past the 60 day when you could first do it. So everything had already been booked except for those 2 places, but they were still really good.
Oh, fantastic. I highly recommend them. Again,
and honestly,
the Grand Floridian and the Animal King Lodge.
It was Sana. Sana was the name of the restaurant in the lodge. But I mean, a lot of the quick service stuff is still good inside the resorts too.
Oh yeah.
Like they don't, they don't hold back. It's good food. It's good portions.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it you don't feel gross. Like you feel like you just ate a healthy meal. Like even their salads, like
I mean, there's
a lot of
for
fresh
you to
greens
feel gross,
and
but if you go for the salads or just like the chicken sandwiches, or we had some really good nachos there. Was that in Epcot for dinner? That was delicious.
Wait. Was that where the guy was like telling us we had to order ahead because it would be?
No. That was at Hollywood Studios.
Oh yeah.
He was just lying because he didn't want any more people walking in the restaurant.
He was like, it's gonna be like a 45-minute wait if you go inside, and we were trying to figure out how to do the mobile order thing.
And we walked in. We got our food in 5 minutes. Like
less than 5. It was 3 minutes. It was 3. I was like, and then he sees us walk out and he's just glaring at us. I was like, okay, you're not
No, but those nachos I think were from that
I don't remember
Mexican
what you're talking
place
about.
at the end of Epcot. I got nachos.
Oh,
it was where we were like eating, and those people came up and said, "Hey, you guys almost done with your table," and so it made us rush a little bit.
Yeah,
we had that churro sundae.
That was
word.
so
we ate like
good.
animals.
I'm
oh my word!
now.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait to eat M&Ms and pretzels tonight while we watch a movie. Because Kelly McNabb, shout out Kelly McNabb, he brought them over last night and then left them because he knows what he's doing.
We both were obsessed with them. I would say
100%.
they're so good.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, there was something else I was gonna say about Disney World.
Oh,
I can't remember what it was now, but so fun. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
really
It
a
was a
blast,
blast.
and I loved how much we were able to do this time. I think going in we went the end of February through the beginning of March.
Yeah.
So it was 5 days. We took a day in between, in the middle. Like we did 2 days in the parks, a day a break,
yeah,
and then
that's
2
what I'm
days.
forgetting. Disney Springs. We went
Disney
and did that on
Springs.
our
That
off
was
day.
so fun. Just very relaxing. But I think if you go, like, that was honestly a really ideal week to go because it was before everyone's spring break started, and which I did intentionally because I was like, okay, and you can look at, like, there's different, like, crowd meters, which sounds like you're getting too into it, but honestly, if you're going to Disney World and you want to get the most out of your trip, like, you've got to research these things and, like, look these things up. And it was better this time around. We were able to do, I feel like, a lot more than the first time we went, because that was like the beginning of January, like not the 1st of January, because we, like, New Year's Day is any holiday in Disney is like nuts. Like I've been there on Christmas Day, and it's we barely got to do anything, I'll be honest. But like, if you even that first week of January, I guess some people still are not back in school yet and things like that.
Yeah.
So that I will recommend very highly. That last few days in February through the 1st of March was very ideal for us, I think.
Oh, yeah. And I was going to say that place in Disney Springs that we went, that Irish pub.
Oh, that might have been one of my favorite meals.
Those onion rings were the best
Fish and
onion
chips.
rings I've ever had in my life. I got
So
the buffalo
good.
chicken sandwich. You got
Fish
you
and
got the
chips.
fish and chips. But we got a side order of onion rings, and they were just, oh my
The
word.
best onion rings I've ever had. The fries were good too.
I wish I remember what it was called. Oh yeah, we forgot the marshmallow sales guy.
Oh yeah.
This little, like, shop, kiosk like that sold these, like, it's a really cool idea. These like decorated marshmallows, so each marshmallow has a flavor. Cotton candy.
And it's designed to be like a dessert. Like, you buy this pack of like 12 little marshmallows, and they're all, like, cut into squares.
Yeah.
Well, it's one big marshmallow cut into 12 squares. Okay, I can't explain things.
No, I mean, that made sense to me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, go ahead.
There was, like,
Sorry.
cotton candy. There was, like, cookie dough. There was
S'mores.
cookies and cream s'mores. All the, like, sea salt. There, caramel. All these cool little flavors. And this guy, okay, the first time he was talking to us, I was like, okay, this is the owner. This is the guy who came up with this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this is the guy who works here.
Yeah,
and
he
is
was
way too obsessed with his job.
He was really obsessed.
Well, I mean, it's cool because you're like, that's cool that you're passionate.
Yeah.
But also at the same time,
about marshmallows.
you're not making commission on these marshmallow sales.
Yeah.
Because he was pushing every single box.
He really was.
And he was a really nice guy. He was maybe a little bit too informative about his life. Because one of the things he goes, I said, well, hey, I can't remember what flavor. I was like, do you like these? Do you recommend this flavor? He was like, oh, just the other night I took a box home of those. I turned on Netflix. Within the first 5 minutes, I had eaten all of them entirely.
And it's not a small box.
That's how good they are. And I was just thinking to myself, I didn't need to know how sad your life is.
Because he said alone. He was like, I sit there and I eat these alone.
And ate them in the
and I was
first
like,
5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that's a
sad.
lot.
That's a lot. And he wasn't like a big guy, so you just weren't expecting,
he
like...
He said it with a big grin on his face.
Yeah.
Like he was selling these, like, with all his life. And
it was funny.
It was just funny. And then we left, and I felt bad because we didn't buy anything. But we were going to come back. But I felt bad for him because he was like, oh, I lost the sale, even though, like, that's not, he probably was getting paid, like $12 an hour or something.
Yeah.
Or more, I hope, maybe. And then we came back and bought it. He was excited. He was like, back for more?
Yeah, I was like, okay, we didn't get any the first time.
And then we heard him selling some people earlier. It's just, people like that, like, they're not a nuisance. They're just funny.
It is funny. I felt like we were playing along. We were, because I was really okay.
I'm very nice to people like that.
Because we were getting all these different marshmallows. Because they had it was like buy 3, get 1 free or something.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, this is like the perfect little gift for, like, to take back to our families because, just to have like a little something cool or unique for them to try rather than just like, oh, I got you I don't know, like a Mickey Mouse pin or something like that. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let's get these. And so I was trying to figure out like the flavors, and he was just so like, I knew every time I asked him a question, he was just like ready. Like he had some kind of like a scenario, or like he had all these analogies and stuff that were like, the eating this is like this and blah blah. And he's like, you need to put this one in the fridge and blah. It was just funny. It was so funny.
He'd be like, oh man, I'd saw off my right leg to eat those again. And you're just like, I think you can just eat them.
Bless his heart.
And you're just like, oh buddy, they're right there. But yeah, he was a sweet guy. And we bought a whole bunch, we had the cotton candy ones. Those weren't good, to be honest.
Those just really tasted like regular marshmallows.
Regular marshmallows. But
did we ask our family how they were?
I thought they said they were good. Maybe I just made that up.
Maybe you did. We need to ask them.
No, we should. Yeah.
I'm sure they were. They looked good. The picture, the s'mores really one had like graham crackers on it and like
we should have got
melted chocolate. Yeah.
Darn.
No, we should have. I always whenever I overthink something, which I was definitely doing in that moment, because I'm so bad at like quick decisions. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you agree?
What?
Yes, you do. Oh, no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. You can agree.
Yeah, you caught me off guard. I was thinking about something else.
What were you thinking about?
I was thinking about that guy in the Irish pub who, for a good 10 minutes, I thought he was lying to us about his chair because he wouldn't give us that chair. I asked to use that chair.
Yeah.
And he said, no, this is for my girlfriend. And 10 minutes went by.
Yeah, he had 2 little boys with him, too.
And I was like, this guy lied to us.
Yeah,
and
it was weird.
10 minutes went by and she came out.
Yeah, I was like, where were you? Yeah, that's right. Anyways,
sorry, I was like mad at that guy. No,
why did I even think about that? We were talking about the marshmallows, but no, I was saying I'm not a good. When I'm presented with way too many options, I can't make a decision to save my life. I really can't.
Like, no, that's true. Yeah.
You really think so?
You're saying it. I'm
okay.
You can't say. You're gonna be like, I'm like really bad at this, and someone's like, yeah, actually, you are. And you're like, oh my god, you can't do that. Don't do that.
But
no, yeah.
Anyway,
you
I am.
Aaron, I've been out to eat with you several times. I've also decided where to go before, and I can be the same way sometimes. I really
overthink. And I feel like a lot of like females can say this too. Like there's memes about it. Like,
so sexist.
I'm not. Okay, whoever made the memes are sexist. No, but I feel like, like when I feel overwhelmed like that, I'm like, I have to make, like, I'm just a perfectionist, and I'm like, I have to make the right decision here because I only get one shot at this. Like, because we were only going to keep one box for ourselves, and I was like, I have to make the right decision. And you were just like, oh, let's get this or this, which I should have just gone with. Yeah. Because that would have been the right option. But I was so like, oh my gosh, I've got to make the right choice. No, we weren't. I was like, I've got to make the right choice. We were there for longer than I wanted to be, but that's my fault. And then we get the cotton candy ones because I was like, oh, I just feel like we should get that. And then they weren't that good.
That's all right. It happens.
I know, but now we won't be able to go back to Disney Springs for a while and try the s'mores ones.
And you have to live with that.
I do. That's every day. Burden. Anyways.
She hasn't slept in months. No, wait. We went 2 months ago.
Why didn't I just steal a s'mores one from my family? I guess that would have been tacky.
What if they hadn't eaten them? One, we would be hurt, but also be like...
Oh, I wouldn't care. I'm like, that's y'all's fault. Anything else about Disney World? I'm
trying to think.
Favorite ride?
Favorite ride was probably tied Guardians of the Galaxy and Expedition Everest. Underrated ride, the dinosaur ride. That was fun again. That is a fun ride.
The only thing was that I drank coffee beforehand, and it kind of shook me up a little bit.
Yeah. We finally got to do we did the Star Wars, the Han Solo Millennium Falcon one. And
we were the pilots.
We got to be the pilots.
That moment of excitement.
Because the pilots, pretty much, that's the ride. Anything else you do is not really fun. Oh, yeah, that girl was on that ride and was like, she screamed at you at one point.
Oh, my. I was like, okay, calm down. Calm
We are not actually delivering, like, goods to a different planet on Zorbog. Like, calm down a little bit.
So we were the pilots. So when you go on the ride, however you're in line, which you have no clue until you get up to, like, how they assign you, which is almost to the ride. Yeah. You have no clue like what you're going to land on. But for every 2 people, they'll line you up I'm sure that like in families, like if you're in a family of 6 people, you can all decide amongst
Yeah,
yourselves.
yeah.
Like, but if it's just like the two of you and then 2 randos behind you and then 2 randos behind them, it's like, okay, it's
Just
who
NPCs.
it's just like whoever is there in what order.
Yeah.
And so pilots are the first, so they'll go like, okay, pilot, what were the other 2?
Pilot,
It was like
shooter, and like heal, like medic or something like that, where they
Not
heal the
medic.
ship.
What?
Like, no, that's because that's what we did the first time, where you had to like press buttons to like fix the ship or something like
Mechanic?
that. Or no, I don't know. Mechanic.
Oh, my word, no.
I can't remember.
I can't either. Okay, well,
It was
anyways,
something lame.
we were so focused on pilot.
Yeah.
So yeah, the last time we had gotten whatever the third thing was. So you go into like the ship and the simulator, and the pilots sit in front to steer and drive, and then in the middle are the shooters.
Yes.
And then in the back are the whoever we were. And
Yeah.
that first time we were in the back, and
Yeah.
it was so lame.
Yeah, you just
like-
press like a button that flashes. And these 2, bless their hearts, they even asked us if we
Yeah.
wanted to be pilots because they were like,
It's like an older couple.
Like-
They were like, we don't want to drive the ship.
we don't, yeah. And we were
And
like, no.
I was like, you can do it.
And it was
they
terrible.
wrecked us.
They were bad.
Because the pilots actually are in charge.
It's like playing a video game. And imagine
Yeah.
like handing your controller to like a 70-year-old person.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea because they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
That's what we did. If that was a real ship, we would have
Yeah.
died.
Oh, I know. Yeah. So
Within
then,
the first 5 seconds.
like, pretty much like for over a year, we were like, oh my gosh, next time we have to get pilot. We have to
Yeah.
get pilot. But we are just relying on chance because we can't decide that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so we were like, we have to get pilot, and we waited in line. It was probably a 45-minute wait.
It was longer than
something,
that.
or an
that
hour.
one was long. Yeah.
No, not the first time, but the second
Oh,
time.
The second time.
First time wasn't long. It was like an hour and a half to 2
Oh wait,
hours.
yeah, that's right. Because we did we have what you call it for that fast pass or yeah we
maybe.
did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Smuggler's Run. That's what it's
Lightning
called.
Lane.
Lightning Lane. Thank you.
Yeah, the Smuggler's Run. So yeah, it was shorter this time, thankfully, and I think we were glad because we were like, okay, if we wait in line another like 2 hours for this ride and we're not pilots, like we're gonna regret
Yeah.
it. So we were like, we have to do it. Lightning Lane. And so we went and we got to the front or to that point in the line where they're assigning you, and we were just I was like literally praying in my head. I was like God.
That's it. Oh, that's too much.
You said you were doing it too.
I was just hoping.
No, you
That's a lot to ask
legit.
of God.
Listen, God even hears the smallest of requests, okay? Anyways, he answered because then we were they said, "Okay, you two are the pilots." And we were both like celebrating. I was like, "Yes."
Yes.
But then I started regretting it cuz then I felt all this pressure and I was like, "Oh no," cuz I'm actually not really good at video games.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh my gosh. You said I was.
I lied. I'm just joking. No, you're actually really good at Mario Kart and Wii Sports. This is the other one. Oh, and Lego Star Wars, you're good at that too.
I'm not good at that. No, babe, do you remember?
It took you a while, but as we played, we continued.
I couldn't get past like level 2.
But you got better as it went along.
Anyways, I'm just joking. I know that I'm not good at it. So,
you're just a little slower.
One of us. I was in charge of going up or down, and you were in charge of going left and right, which we should have switched because then I was like. I was like, what am I doing? And I'm just like trying to steady the ship, and we have to go through like up and down, like all these different obstacles and stuff. And yeah, this girl, like one of the shooters right behind me was literally like screaming almost in my ear. She was like, "Go up!" And I was like, oh my word.
Yeah.
Like I am so sorry that I'm ruining your life right now. I'm trying my best.
She was definitely past the age of 18. I think it was a little
that was what was weird. I mean, honestly, anybody, like kids, I couldn't imagine yelling at somebody like that as a kid.
If I was a stranger, my dad would.
I would have gotten spanked.
Wear my butt out.
Absolutely not. Like my dad, no. No. So I was just like, okay. And then like then she like wouldn't make eye contact after we got off the ship, and I was like, why are you taking this so personally? I still had fun though. I thought it was a lot more fun to get to drive the ship. But yeah, that was pretty fun.
It was a lot of fun. We did the Rise of the Resistance, which was fun. And I have a perfect Disney. If a Disney executive, I have worked on a Disney television show before, So I know I'm on their radar, or have been before.
Mm-hmm.
If a Disney executive is listening to this, if you want to increase the entertainment level for the Rise of the Resistance, that is where you're kidnapped by the bad guys. What do you call them?
It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
Stormtroopers, like all those bad guys. The Sith.
The what?
Sith.
The Siths?
The Siths.
I don't think
That's
so.
the bad guy. Yeah, from Star Wars. Those are the bad guys.
So.
The Sith. Yeah, the Sith.
No, that's like the old, like the.
Whatever the bad.
The Revenge
guys,
of the Sith.
Yeah, those are the
this
bad
is
guys.
I've got to look. I
don't
know
know
the word for it because it's like the new Star Wars movies.
Okay, well those are bad. Anyways.
I'm gonna look. I know, but I need to look it up. Okay, keep going.
So, anyways, Disney executives, I know you're listening to this podcast. One, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Please feel free to donate to the podcast by going to Anchor, SampleyBaranaga.com. I don't know if that's the actual website. It'll probably pull up if you do that. Wow, what is it called?
The First Order.
Oh,
because
the
that
First
was
Order.
in that spiel that the guy did when the first time we did Rise of the Resistance. You're like, some of these employees are like supposed to act like they're supposed to act like they're actually kidnapping you.
Yeah, but they're just
So
college students like in theater class.
So they have like lines they're
So
supposed
they're
to say.
not great.
and when the first time we wrote it, when we got kidnapped, the guy like the door goes swoosh, swooshing open. That was really bad.
It's like super dramatic.
And you're like, oh, I'm so ready for this because it's like dark and like you know they've kidnapped you and you just landed and whatever. And then this guy goes, "Is this the best the Resistance can do? Is this all the Resistance has to offer?" And like just that's it. And he says it just like that. And I was like,
he had 5 minutes till his shift was over. To increase Disney executives, to increase entertainment in the Rise of the Resistance, you go through several lines. Now, all I'm saying is, and hey, I'm up for hire. I'm not working on anything right now at the moment. If you hire me to wait in line, and then before everyone else boards, have a person come in and say, I need someone to step out of this line. No one's going to do it, because they're, it's part of the line. And then you point a gun at me and say, step out of line. And I step out of line, and you can be there too. Like, you can pretend you are my wife in real life, but you can pretend to be my wife and like, no, take him. And then they like take me in a room just like, pew, pew, pew. You hear pew, pew, pews. That will be like, whoa, this ride's going to be awesome. And then you're like crying, but you have to like actually be crying and sobbing. And then they take you away and go pew, pew, pew in a different
wait, but
room.
if I was actually in line, like everyone would be like smiling and laughing, thinking it's a joke at first.
Yeah.
But then, like when you don't come back, that's when it becomes an issue. So like I can't be crying at the moment. I'd be like, have fun. And then like, you hear the pew pew and you're like, okay, that was weird.
Yeah.
But then you don't. That's the thing is like you not coming back would actually make me be like, oh my gosh, like panicking.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Okay. I thought you were meaning like I would cry like as you're being taken away. Like why would I do that? I know I'm on a ride.
No, you're crying like when you hear the pew pews and then they're like, woman, bah, and they smack you.
What?
And you gotta really sell it.
Wait, they have to hit me? Well, I don't think so.
Well, take it like a champ. We'll go over it in practice, but later. No, and no, that's how you make that ride a little bit better while you're waiting, because there's a lot of lines you have to wait. So if
it felt longer this time than the first time.
Yeah.
It was kind of strange. I don't know. I'm nitpicking, but like having some kind of way to like bridge the gap between all of the.
I wish they had like those Wall-E chairs. You could just sit in them.
Then you would look like those people on Wall-E.
I know. Maybe I want to.
Anyways.
That's where society's headed, though. After we watched that movie, because I hadn't seen it since I was a kid, and I was like, "This is like kind of scary."
No, that's what scared me as a kid. I would. Here we go. Like I overthought. I was overthinking, and like that's why I didn't have a long phase, but I did have like a little phase where I was like, we've got to be like eco-friendly. Like we've got to like save the earth, and you definitely should take care of the earth. But I was like thinking about Wall-E the whole time. That kind of messed me up a little bit. I will.
This time watching it?
No, the
Oh,
first time when I was a
yeah.
kid, I was like, "Oh my word! Like we're headed for this. Like we're gonna be taken over. Like the Earth's gonna be taken over with trash." And then I was like scared because I was like, "I don't want to be fat." Like I don't know.
I don't want to be fat.
I don't want to be fat. But yeah, I was kind of scared.
Yeah.
But now I'm fine.
You know who wasn't scared was Nala. Our
Nala-
dog
Nala
when we rewatched it, she
loved
sat there
it.
and watched it the entire. That's the first time she's ever watched an entire movie. Like even she would change positions, but still have her eyes locked on the TV. I think she has a crush on Wally.
She really liked Wally.
Wally.
And the way he said Eva.
She's like, whoa.
Yeah, she was locked in.
Yeah, she cracks me up. Fun fact.
Okay.
Andrew Stanton directed Wall-E. What other thing had he directed after?
I don't know who that is.
He directed a couple episodes of
I don't know.
Better Call Saul.
Oh, you always know these little...
It's all good, man. Thanks for listening to the podcast. That was our Disney World episode.
Wait, that's it?
Oh, I don't know. Is there more? It's almost been an hour.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right.
Time flies when you're talking about Disney World. Just a couple of Disney adults here. On 106.5, the Disney Adult Station.
Yeah, we're Disney adults. We're so Disney
Oh,
adults.
boy.
You see me walking into Disney World just like the
Maxie.
characters getting kicked out.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, you lived with someone that did that.
Yes.
When we were talking about earlier, and then we'll close on this. I came back from my trip, and one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, how was it? How was the rides?
Mm-hmm.
How was the food? Did you do this? Did you do that?" Because he had been before. And then I had another one of my coworkers say, "I really wish I would have taken my kid before they'd grown up so they could enjoy it." And their kid is like 8. And I was just like, oh, wow, that was kind of an insult.
What? That's weird. See, and these are the people that have
exactly, the people
clue.
I said before. There's people that think it's weird. There's people that have been and love it. And then there's people that are weird, justifiably.
Yeah.
Just don't mix those regular people and those weirdos up. Some people just like to go to have fun and experience things.
Like, there's nothing, like, so many people love going to Universal. Like, what do you call those people? You know?
Yeah. I mean, that's like Shrek and like Spider-Man.
Are,
like, no one ever says they're bad. Or
no.
Harry Potter.
Let me tell you about Harry Potter people.
Their cloaks and like it's 90 degrees outside.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
It's freaking
I'm
weird.
the weird one for going
I know.
to Disney World.
So I'm like, it feels
Which
so...
is fine if you like that stuff. That is cool. That is fine. Don't worship. Don't idolize it because that is weird.
That's weird.
But like, if you like to go because you grew up on those movies or books, which I did to a certain extent, like I'd like to go. But
eventually I would love to go.
Just to experience it all. I'm not making fun of it, but at the same time, you can't be like, oh, you like Disney World? Disney World's for babies. I'm a grown up. I like the Wizard World.
Yeah, it's
like,
okay.
You can't do that.